Welcome, fellow Teffers. Long time no see. There's a lot of going on job-wise and health-wise. Things are okay, but yeah, I thought I'd do a little analysis of the Project Shadowglass reveal trailer. I'm pretty sure we have seen some teaser a while ago. Uh, if I remember it correctly, the reactions were positive, somewhere like skeptic, but I liked it from the beginning. And now we got this reveal trailer, and I like it. And I don't know, I thought, why not feed this channel a bit and yeah, do a little cheap project I can do in a short time. Uh, but I'm pretty hyped, I want to say. But also, I want to put things in perspective and maybe, yeah, work on the expectations that we can expect. Yeah, but let's see. It's a little project, and I'm very excited about it. And maybe we should all. Um, yeah, let's dive into it. Yeah, it's Starhelm Studios presents, and obviously there is some retro charm, and yeah, that's the goal of the aesthetics of the game, to have some retro charm, but in a pretty modern graphics environment. And that's something I really like nowadays, that you can do almost anything with graphics. And look at this, it looks really great. Because now it looks like early 90s PC game intro could be like, I don't know, some Sierra adventure or whatnot. Uh, but if we go deeper, there's the transition, and I think it's amazing. Suddenly, it's an 3D environment and first person. Look at this. Yeah, and here we come to the first thing where I'm like, okay, what's the scale of this thing? Um, we see all these, uh, what is it called? Market stores. Sorry for my vocabulary, but um, is it market stalls? I just call them stores for now. Um, and you see that, and you see these 2D sprites, but we'll have a deeper look into that. And this city looks pretty huge. And the expectation from what we're seeing is like, okay, everything here is accessible. You couldn't walk through that. And from the scale, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like, what was the big city from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 called? Uh, no, it was not Talmberg. That was the first game. But you know what I mean. The big city, or the bigger town, whatever. So the scale looks pretty great and huge. So I'm not sure what to expect. But of course, I don't want to hype up my expectations too much. But
Apples coin can buy.
look at this. You know, it's pretty dense when we go through this. Like, there's a lot of people walking around, and it looks pretty natural, you know, in the scale. And it has this amazing mix of, this could be a 2D render thing, but when it moves, it's a 3D game, and that's pretty cool.
Buy.
But what we can see here now, this is a 3D person. So it's 3D model. So it's just like rendered in these, you know, it's not the full movement. I know we have a lot of people in the community who could explain these things way better than I can, but you know what I mean. So yeah, it's amazing.
What'll it be?
Raise your drinks, fellows.
What I also like is, if you grew up in the 90s and played early PC games, all these short sound pieces, the voice acting, on first glance, it doesn't look or it doesn't sound like very good or professional, but it sounds like voice samples from that era. Because back in those times, most of the times, if there was some voice samples, they were almost all of the time done by people from the studio. You know, a graphics designer was put in front of the microphone and had to say a sentence, and it didn't sound that great. Back in the days, it was just amazing that there was voice acting in it. So I like it fits the atmosphere and the scale and the graphics they achieve here. Yeah. Okay, this shows like, okay, we seem to have a day and night cycle.
Be.
Raise your drinks, fellows.
And what I also think at this point, there's some kind of ray tracing going on. You know, all of these weeds are lighted by the environmental light. So, there's a lot of going on, light and reflection wise. But this reflection here of the sun is too damn good. There will be another scene where it looks like this must be some ray tracing stuff. I know we are in the buzzword bingo from 2024 here, but yeah, it seems to hide, or you could get the impression that this is some low graphic thing, but I don't think it is. And there's some reflections of the stars, but then, and I don't know if you can see this later on the video on YouTube, but here you have like squares, but here down here, it's like, a cross made of tinier squares, So I don't know if this is, an artificial effect or if this is like a ray tracing effect. I'm not sure. Oh, now here, there's this transition which I really love. Because the night seems to be pretty important. Or at least the creator knows who you want to address, and that's maybe Thief fans. And just imagining these like fairy tale like forests, and then you have maybe like some castles and a city or whatever, like an open world environment. So there's hiding in the shadows, I think. So far, there is no light meter or something. I can imagine that it uses a different, maybe more intuitive or simpler technology behind that. Of course, you can jump. Different floors make different sounds. So here you can clearly hear roof top sounds. And you can grab and climb up or mantle. You can knock out guys. And look at this. Like, just imagining, like, okay, there's this huge castle in the back and you can exit it fully, but you have this huge place outside. And this gives you, like, different options to enter. The possibilities seem so endless. Like, maybe you can just go straight over the bridge, or maybe you can jump into water and dive through a cave, or maybe you can find something on the back. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities. You have water arrows. Hey. Yeah, what can I say? And so far, yeah, there is no interface at all. So far, there's no crosshair. So, like in Thief. Hidden treasury. This is cool. Like physics, like objects that react to you. This seems a bit staged for the trailer, but doesn't matter. You know, you have to look out for things in the levels, which is really cool. You maybe can slam doors. The people seem to react to you. This seems to be a civilian, not armed. But look at the detail. You know, this looks like a, I don't know, Skyrim room, you know, like an interior. There's a treasure. I'm pretty sure you can open it. Yeah, it's the imagination gets wild in my head. What is possible? Could you climb up the bed? Could you climb up that beam up there? I don't know, but just the possibility is cool. There's some combat, but I think here. Here. Here's my ray tracing thing. Look at the puddle of water. First of all, gameplay thing. Oh, yeah, water maybe can be used. Oh, we haven't seen that. Yeah, so that a guard or civilians, NPCs can slip. But look at the puddle and the reflection in it. And I'm pretty sure this, in that way, can only be achieved by ray tracing. Here, look at this. You can see his sword. You can see his face. I'm not really sure if you can maybe, but I think that's because of the pixelated optic. You could probably see like other things if the detail was higher. Look at this here from the and the perspective changes, and you can still see. So this, I think it's some ray tracing thing, but maybe there are other technologies. But as far as I know, there is no technology that makes it appear like that. This explosion looks really cool because it's this 3D thing, 3D fog or smoke, but also this stop motion thing. So it looks like a 2D, you know, hand drawn animation from back in the days. I think this game nails this optics. So now you have to run. The game does one thing which we didn't like about The Thief 2014 when it was premiered, and they teased some things, that your job goes wrong and then you have to run. For this moment, benefit of the doubt, I give it, it's just for the action and the teaser here. But yeah, if you want to present a stealth game, it's not the best way to introduce a job going wrong. But of course, I can understand that you need some, you know, some excitement and a curve in that.
Stop right there!
And then he jumps into the water. Bam. Project Shadowglass. Pretty impressive so far. I think the game nails the look they're trying to achieve, and it's really impressive. And if the gameplay promises or fulfills what it promises, we might be up to something. As far as I'm aware, it's made by one person, so it might take a while, but it says 2026, so Um, and what I'm not sure is, what is the scale? Is it like an open world, like with maybe one big city and some interesting places to visit, to loot, to enter? Or is it like, I don't know, different islands? It looks like an island. There's a lot of water in scenes we see. Maybe it's like staged different islands. Maybe it's like in Ultima 9, where you have like different islands with different problems and characters or whatnot. Um, so far, I think we have only seen this castle all the time. Um, you know, if you look at the scenes, there it hasn't shown much. It has shown like a tight city space. Maybe this is just a tunnel that should give you some impression of a big city or a town. Um, we don't know, but maybe if we give it some time, maybe we get something great. On the other hand, I'm like, okay, if one person does this, or just a tiny studio, this might take a while. Um, if we look at Never Looted Dungeon, how long this takes for one person to make. And the scale of this game seems much bigger. Uh, yeah, but this is Project Shadowglass. Um, I don't. I think that the project is intentional. Shadowglass. Yeah, this might be something where I might to do another podcast episode one day with the creator. Um, yeah, but we'll see. Uh, yeah, hope you like this analysis. Watch the trailer and wishlist the game on Steam. Um, should be in the description, everything. Thanks for watching. See you, Tevers. Bye bye.